evening,
Hi,
good evening,
Chris.
good evening, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Injustice.
Injustice.
Such enthusiasm. Wow, we've really got it tonight, guys. We have
Those are tight harmonies. Calm down.
so tight they were almost in unison,
Almost.
like a semitone. So really we just call that out of tune. We have almost the whole crew here with us tonight, missing AJ and our guest star Devin. Unfortunately, they won't be joining us, but it's been a while since we've met. I know that if you're watching this later on YouTube, then you will not have noticed the extreme passage of time between the last session and this one. But it's been like almost a month due to various reasons since we've met. So we're gonna have an extensive recapitulation, and then we're gonna get back into the mysteries and politics of Gafferton. So I have a couple of people still working on updating their characters as well from the level up we had last session, and some changes that were made to some character mechanics due to remaster options becoming available. So bear with us just a little bit.
It's me. It's me.
And also Saradwin maybe a little. Oh no, I fixed your art. I hope this is you on the battlefield, Chavis. If you'll double check that is in fact the right Sari.
This one is correct.
I'll check everyone's experience points total to see. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to poll the group.
Moore didn't level up, so how to do that?
Would assured identification or magical shorthand be a better skill feat?
Magical shorthand is the thing that lets you learn spells faster.
Yes.
And cheaper, I think.
It's a very good feat. That's all I'm gonna say. So much so that some GMs may not like the fact that you can learn
That it exists.
about seven spells in about 2 minutes. But you know it's okay.
Still costs you gold.
It does cost you gold.
With the class changes, and the previous issues with identifying spells and magic items stuff, is that a thing
was
we're
my
gonna...
question.
Yeah.
Really. Because assured identification basically makes me better at identifying items.
Yes. So let's clarify mechanically what we're talking about when we say identifying items. That's the 10-minute non-combat activity that you would take to, when you find a magical item, determine what all that magical item does or does not do. Typically, what you guys struggle with is the transition from 5th edition Detect Magic, which it's kind of an all-in-one spell in 5th edition. You detect magic, you know where it is, you know which thing is emanating magic, and you know what kind of magic it is. And then you kind of have to, there's almost no effort to identifying that magical item. If you attune to it, you just magically know everything about it. In Pathfinder, you can cast Detect Magic, but that only tells you if magic equals true or false. It's binary. It does not give you a direction. It does not give you an indication of what, where. The other spell that pairs with that is Read Aura, which tells you what magic, but only on one thing. So typically you would detect magic if magic yes, then you would start Read Aura on items that seem probably maybe is the source of magic yes, and then you would determine if magic on that item. So it's kind of a complicated combination of features. When you get to a certain level, those abilities are going to be auto heightened. Detect Magic and Read Aura. I forget which one it is. One becomes kind of redundant, but it's a cantrip, so it auto levels with you. It's always equal to half your level. I don't think I think it's going to be like level 8 or 9 before that becomes like an auto guarantee. Like I can pinpoint where the thing is. It's magical. So up until then, it's kind of it's like a canary, mind canary, right? You just if magic, yes. So that's where you would need both halves of the I do detect magic, and then also I need to find the magic thing. And then once you find the magic thing with Read Aura, you can spend 10 minutes to identify it. So it's a lot of things to figure out what is magical. I hope all that made sense and was helpful.
Yes. So my poll of the group stands.
Oh, right. I don't care.
What,
I want you to fail. What?
the skill feat?
Yeah.
Assured identification means you can't critically fail, right?
Correct.
You should take magical shorthand.
I would also agree with magical shorthand.
Okay, I'll take it.
Here's
Sounds
another
good.
vote for a magical shorthand.
Great. I'm gonna
I think
do it.
I think you will be happier in the long run,
I hope
especially
I'm
when
happy
Sid
now.
gives you the opportunity to buy a bunch of scrolls.
Is
Yes.
anyone else? Is Mason lighting up green? Like
No.
he's talking?
He does have an outline on his under, like they can see underneath him, and I can't see underneath everybody else. So we might like visually look like
No,
It's like
for whatever reason,
you have a
the
It's-
Discord thing that only shows the active speaker is panning back to Mason in between everybody's. Like whenever there's silence on your side, it's just showing Mason. So Mason, just be prepared to be like on screen a lot
The whole
tonight.
time.
Basically,
I-
anytime someone else is not actively making noise, it's you.
I
We
kinda
could all
wanna play-
actively decide to make noise at all times
Give us a
if you
smile.
want.
I want to kind of go off of the question that I think that Cameron was also asking.
Does
You have,
Chavis still have?
yeah. I don't know which one. I don't know which one you had and which one you didn't have.
I had detect magic.
Okay.
So
I
someone
have.
would probably need Read Aura. Chavis has no spells now. He has focus points, which are spell-like abilities that use his extreme devotion to his cause and are magical in nature, but he doesn't have like mechanically access to a spell list as a champion. He's not
This is
a
true.
spellcaster. Unless you take a dedication that gives you spellcasting, which is not outside of the realm of possibility. So your only other person
True.
who could take Read Aura would be also a veteran. you could get Read Aura as well, or Kijani, who is your only other full spellcaster now.
Do all spellcasting classes have access to both of those?
It's on all spell lists.
Oh, okay.
Read
I-
Aura
I
is.
knew- yeah, I know, yeah.
Um,
I was hoping it was the other way around. I was hoping that you had Read Aura because I could take
detect
The
magic
thing-
as a racial feature.
well as a skill.
Arcane
Arcane is
Oh
a
yes,
skill
that's
feat.
true. That's true. You can take it as a skill feat, and you get a ton of skill feats.
Well,
You can
In this
retrain
moment-
I get
to get
in this
Read
moment-
Aura instead of detect magic.
I was going to say, is it possible in this moment, since we have a character that has changed classes, which has now altered the character, the party build, do we need to also restructure those things?
I would say there's
think-
a certain amount of retcon that is acceptable to make
Okay.
your party.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to change my character, Sid. I was asking if it was okay.
But you did though.
When
I
did
mean,
I
even
change
if-
my character?
I know.
Even
You
if it's
just asked to.
I didn't ask to. I did. Okay. I did not
Even
ask
if it's
to.
just us saying, okay, cool, we actually have spent the money and have have her learn to Read Aura, and then maybe I take detect magic one just so we
As
have
a skill feat.
can have them both active at the same time.
Or so theoretically, so Kijani, how many cantrips do you get to learn? Can you learn Read Aura every day? Any given day? You get to swap your cantrips at will, right?
Right.
No.
I mean,
But-
daily.
Daily.
Spell preparation. Read. Yes.
So there's an option if it's worth it to the party to have all that. I would say that way I mean, it's probably 6 1/2 dozen. I'd say that like Read Aura can probably be found as a spell scroll that Vestrin could learn and add to her potential cantrips that she prepares every day, so that she could have both halves if she needed to. But like I said, there's going to be a point at which Detect Magic becomes sufficient on its own, I think, if I'm remembering that correctly. So having either your Druid or your Cleric, well, having your Druid, you don't have a Cleric, having your Druid pick it when you need it means that he hasn't wasted a choice because he gets to pick that every day. But he wastes it for that day, I guess.
I guess I have to take basic psychic spellcasting as my archetype feat.
You don't have to. No, you could take the other. Getting kind of in the weeds here.
Second level feat.
Yeah, you could
Sorry.
take the other one that gives you a first or second level psychic feat. So if you're doing this, you would have to go look at the
Basic thought form.
basic thought form. You have to go look at the psychic class and check over the first and second level feats. It has to be one that doesn't have the Unleash Psyche trait. I think that's a pretty limited option. I think that probably basic psychic spellcasting is your best option. It gives you an additional cantrip, maybe, and another focus point, I think.
Okay.
Let me check. Let me check and see.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I do not know what
Psychic's
has
kind of a complicated
happened me
multi-class.
to this thing.
What?
I do not know what has happened to spotlight me on the stream, but I've muted myself.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's Discord's deciding that you're the idle person. I don't know either. It happened to AJ a couple weeks ago. I don't know what's going on. It's got to do with the fact that I use Discord's like stage feature that only shows the person who is actively talking. And when it's
Yeah.
quiet, I don't know. It just shows you. Today.
Feels a little discriminatory, you know? The red-bearded people getting targeted, called out.
Yeah. You can spell repertoire with one standard side cantrip of your choice from your conscious mind. You have that. You took days.
Are you asking or telling?
Asking. What did you do when you first took this feature at
Yes.
level 1? Okay, cool.
Yes. Occult spontaneous spells. I assume that's
Yeah, it's psychic
okay.
spellcasting.
Yeah,
You can
days.
rename that to just psychic given spells if you want. If you click on that where it says occult spontaneous, you can rename it so you can know where it comes from. You gain the normal benefits, but not any other benefits of the conscious mind. You do gain 1 focus point. I think you got that already. You can refocus by meditating. If you already have focus pool, increase the number of points in your focus pool by 1.
Is that
So-
basic spellcasting, or is that the other
That's that's the dedication. You got that at level 1. So now we're at level 4. You can take. There's a list of psychic feats. First and second level, you just can't take the one that is any of them that have the psyche trait. Here. That should be the. I just posted this in the chat in the Discord. That should be the list first and second level psychic feats.
Yeah. The only one is Cyburst.
Emotional surge.
At 1 and 2.
Brain drain.
I'm talking about 1 and. I'm not. You're looking at 2 high levels. So that's why,
Yeah,
that's why
you're
it's-
right. I don't know why it pulled all of them. I thought this list would just be first and second. Which Cyburst is good, but that's why. So you can take any of these feats. Some of them are going to seem familiar to you because they're also available to wizards. I think cantrip expansion, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of that, you could take basic psychic spellcasting, which will give you an additional first level spell. So that's always good. But this one comes off of the occult spell list, so it'll be
Slightly different.
yeah, it'll give you access to a spell that you couldn't normally take.
Okay.
And it gets better without you having to reinvest in it. Once you take basic psychic spellcasting, when you reach certain levels, you just get additional spell slots. You don't have to take additional feats for them if you have that feature. So that's
Nice.
cool.
Okay. Great. So I took that.
Okay.
Does anything trigger at this point?
Trigger, no, but you do have to pick a spell. Gives you you get a first rank spell slot. At 6th level, you get a 2nd rank spell slot, and then at 8th level, you get a 3rd rank spell slot automatically. So just go in and add. This is not one you pick every day. It's not prepared. You just have to pick it now. So it's a first rank spell off of the occult spell list. You might want to go check. You don't have to, but you might want to go check the. You can go into Archives of Nethys and set up the filter so that you're looking at all occult spells that don't appear on the arcane spell list. So you know you're picking something that you couldn't already otherwise get. If that helps.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Show filters. I think I can do that. Spells. Is arcane. No. Is not arcane. Is occult. Is rank 1. 31 spells.
Okay.
I think.
Some of them are cantrips also, but.
Yeah. Oh, so you can't pick those, right?
So where does that go? Because I don't see an extra.
No, Foundry doesn't automate spell slots, so you just it can go underneath your. Where's your character?
Psychic given spells.
Yep.
You should have a new spellcasting entry though.
No, it doesn't automate spellcasting entries. You can create it.
No, I was saying he would have, but he can add one, right? He should be able to add one.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Oh, I see. Open spell browser. Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and you'll have one of these, and then toggle. How do I do this? Don't show. Oh, yeah. So just add that spell to your first rank here under psychic given spells.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Let me know when you're good on that, because I think we all are gonna need the recap. But you in particular, since you're a whole session behind. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure you're paying attention. Camera not paying attention.
Are you giving a recap soon?
Yes, I can. Do you want me to?
No, I was asking. I have notes. I just from 2 sessions ago. I just
From 2 sessions ago.
didn't you say miss a session, so he needed more than just last session, or am I just imagining what you just said?
No, you're right. I will let you do the recap, and I will jump in to correct you vehemently
Okay.
if you mess up. And there will be consequences.
So
but wait, we're waiting for
two
Cameron to pick his
No.
spells.
Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
2 sessions ago was session the 34, according to my notes.
Is that
Um,
Cameron reckoning or Jerry reckoning?
Jerry reckoning for Cameron, it should be
26?
25.
Oh wow, it's a big difference.
He's 9 sessions. He's 9 sessions. There's a 9 session difference.
Wait, shouldn't he have more than you?
I thought I had more than you. I thought it was in the 40s.
Sorry, he should have 9 ahead of me. Sorry, my fault. You're right.
Although, actually, no, he's now missed a session, so
Oh, usually when I miss a session, I just skip the number. But
He
maybe
jokingly said
but-
at some point that he,
Oh.
he
only
counted
does the ones that
Only
he's there
numbers
for.
them if if you
Yeah,
I don't know.
gotcha. All right. 2 sessions ago, we were leaving the ruined keep. I'm gonna read everything, even though some of it doesn't apply to everyone. Tofuro takes the broken telescope. Ollie takes the broken lenses on the ground. No one but us knows that Azarketi exists, or that the Unagi were Azarketi. Not even David. There's a stairwell in the keep where we ended, like the last place we were. There's a staircase, but disembodied voice said we should be level 10 before we go down the staircase. Ollie finds a baby ghost looking creature. It's a baby ghost elf. Tangletop is the name of the creature. Not very scary, except I failed, or he successfully frightened me when we were in the process of leaving. We leave the ruined keep for Gaffer Town. Fairy slick is the term for oily substance that is refined into pixie dust. We hunkered down for the night because it was raining. No, Cameron was here for this because we had a whole conversation. We were discussing trying new ways to use kineticist stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long rest. Sari convinces Jovi to stop hurting because of the phantom pain in his leg. Jovi then swims away. We go back to David's office. Ollie deceives David about Jovi's location. He's with an herbalist, in quotes. When Gaffer was first taken, it was a battle. There was a battle against elves. Many thought that the elves built the keep after the battle, but it was obviously had been there for much longer. The Pale Orcas are making alchemist fire and need a stone location like the ruined keep to make and store it because they're preparing to go to war with the Blue Maw. And then we go to session 35. Ollie reveals our true intentions to Radovid Jace. The Red J Captain Cardinal Vesluin wants a duel after she said something mean about David's mom. There was a whole argument. We followed David to Carnival territory. It was pretty sudden, and David also forgot his trident, spear, and had his one of his lackeys go back and get it. We go through Red J territory. Carnival territory looks goblin made. I guess we passed through Carnival.
Carnival territory is very cobbled.
Yeah.
Obviously, the whole city of Gaffertown is cobbled to a degree. It's built out of ships and ship lumber, but Carnival is. Everything looks like it was built to be temporary. There was no intention of ever making it more permanent or better. And it just has been here now for however long.
David told us we need to get a lay of the land. So that's why he wanted us to come along to investigate while the whole duel thing was going on.
Yes, David revealed that attending this challenge from the Red J Captain serves multiple purposes. Ostensibly, he can defend his honor and meet the Red J Captain in a duel. It seems like they duel often. You get the impression that this is not uncommon. And while he is furious about it, it's also perhaps a little cathartic. But at the same time, Jace informs you all that the auction that you'll be attending at the end of the week is going to be held in the Carnival Guild Hall, and going to a challenging fight ring at this time gives you a sort of a subterfuge reason to be in Carnival territory and to take an opportunity to look around and get a lay of the land. If in the event that your intention is not to bid on the item you're looking for and win it in the auction, but instead to do something nefarious, which I couldn't begin to guess, you might want to know the kind of layout of the territory. So that's kind of what he implied.
Um.
But of course you're not going to.
So
Sarge
David-
would case the entire joint.
yeah, that's it. David and other Pale Orcas have interest in the auction. The auction is being held. Crime material hosted by the Blue Maw to offload loot they had gathered. So Kai and Topharos decide to go into the fighting pits and fight a bog zombie, while others onlooked, and Sari basically searched every inch of the location. The fight with the bog zombie technically ended in a draw because
That's kind of true.
the bog zombie does a lot of additional damage because of other things it does, but then it kept taking damage every time it hit me. Then Kai was the first to fall, and then with 2 hits left, he hit me twice. He landed a hit twice, and he died the same time that I fell unconscious.
Yeah. Topharos has an ability
So-
that deals damage to people who hit him with melee attacks. And it's a very small amount of damage, but the bog zombie was very near death. And so in the last killing blow, the unconsciousing blow that the bog zombie landed on Topharos, he also
Here's a question.
defeated himself.
Did the bog zombie die?
It is defeated. Yeah. It is undead. It is already dead.
Gotcha.
If your question about like ghosts and things in Gaffertown, it did not have a soul to begin with.
Yeah, the soul is already haunting somebody else.
Oh no, I was saying if I went unconscious and it died, then one could only say that we won because I didn't die. Just saying.
Well, you'll have to take that up with the bookie, with whom you placed several bets.
And I think only one person bet that there would be a draw. Like it was.
Yeah, one person
That would
out
be-
of
yeah.
like just on a whim, like this never happens, but just bet that there was gonna be a draw, and he is like just jumping around with joy.
What level was the bog zombie? I may have asked you this last session.
You may have asked me this.
I don't know
that
if I
answered.
I think you
Yeah.
could reveal.
It is
Okay, I
a level 5 enemy.
Really?
Yes.
Like, and you play and you use it at a level 5?
What do you mean?
You
Like
I
you
didn't-
can.
I didn't
can-
modify it.
Huh? Okay. Interesting.
And you all were level 3. You had not leveled up.
Yeah. What was that combat considered in terms of severity?
Extreme.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Was it extreme for the party or extreme for 2 characters?
It judges based on the
Okay.
who's in combat, who's in initiative.
I didn't. Yeah. That's fair. You're not using a
And
book.
we only used
Not
we
used
each used elixir of life.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
One of
um,
you isn't wounded anymore, and I don't know which one. But we've.
Yeah. So having been
started with-
invited, we'll finish the recap. Having been invited here to this location, following Jace, immediately upon arriving, there's some hubbub and bustle as everyone kind of settles in. This place imagine the dirtiest, filthiest, most rambunctious frat house you've ever been in, and then like multiply that by 1.5. This is a home for pirates. It's a combination drug den, brothel, fighting ring, and also center of government for this for this region of Gafferton. The leader of the carnival crew is Rylea Bavin. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. This lady right here, Rylea Bavin, and she seems to just be gleefully enjoying the carnage as people take part in the fights here. Sarah took an opportunity to explore most of the complex. and found drunkards and whores and drug dens and everything in between. A couple of places where he was strongly recommended by Squalls and the glint of knives in the dark to not go down that hallway or not enter that room. This is a hive of scum and villainy, if I may say so.
Ill repute, one might say.
It is a house of ill repute. And immediately upon arriving, Jace is not like in his element, but is not as off-put by it as you might think. He begins making his rounds, talking to people that he knows. This is probably a common event for members of Gafferton to attend. Maybe not like openly, publicly attend, but like to run into each other here, I guess. When you arrived, there was a fight already set up to be commenced, but the combatants had bowed out when they saw the bog zombie. They didn't want to fight him. they were put off by him, and so the bookie was looking. The arranger of the fight, who people had already placed bets on this fight, was looking to fill the slot, and he knew Moraine and wanted to convince Moraine to join, but Moraine essentially conscripted Kai and Topharos to take the fight, and that's how we wound up in this situation. While Sergeant was kind of looking around, Kijani and Vestrin and Moraine just hung out here on the balcony on the mezzanine, looking down at the fighting pit.
I said I was gonna, like, try and kind of catch the vibe of everything and like listen out for talk of the auction.
Oh, you did attempt a gather information check using diplomacy. I remember that. It didn't amount to much for you. I believe you rolled poorly on that. But there's just a lot of conversation right now. There's not a lot of conversation about that auction coming to be. It's a lot of people's focus is on the entertainment and the money to be made on what's going on right now, unfortunately. So.
Because also in the middle of that, the crowd got poisoned as well.
Yeah, the bog zombie had an area of effect that impacted the crowds on the mezzanine, and it was a whole ordeal.
On the west mezzanine?
We're Lodak, not Lodak. Wow.
That's a throwback.
Where? Leander.
Where Vale?
Ellis, is that you?
Alice. How many characters
No,
do we
Edmund.
have? Edmund. Wow. Okay. Brim. Even.
Raven.
Oh, Draven.
Going all the way back.
To the beginning.
Mm.
It's a very
Theron.
good place to start.
Theron was there, and he said, okay, anyways. So, anybody have any follow-up questions, don't know why they're here, what they're doing, or want to kind of understand the vibe better? I'm happy to kind of fill in. I'll paint you a picture with my words. That's what I get paid for. I don't get paid.
I have a question.
No, not you. Anybody but you.
What is the in-world date?
The in-world date is the
Oh, I have this.
is the 29th.
Is it? Oh,
Lab-
it is. It is.
Labyrinth.
No, it's not. Yes, it is. It is. How is it the 29th? No, how is it the 29th?
Because that's what
How
the
did we
count-
skip 2 days?
What do you mean?
Well, it was.
Because I have it down when we switched to the 27th day of Labyrinth,
Yeah.
and that was last
what
session.
happened? What happened on the 27th?
What happened on 27th?
we met
Joby
with
swam
David.
away. We met with
And-
David. And that same day, David, we went to the duel.
I was just making sure that you did.
Like it should be the
there.
27th.
I'll take your word for it because you take better notes than I do. My calendar
I
says
have-
29.
I have the same thought as Jerry, but I missed the session, so I didn't know if like extra stuff happened that I missed out on.
No,
like,
basically,
extra
you guys went to
character.
talk to David. David gave you the daggers. Were you there for that?
Yes.
Yeah. David gave you the daggers. He you guys told him about being who you are.
Uh-huh.
You rolled very poorly on your diplomacy check to convince him not to feel bad about you being terrorists.
Uh-huh.
And he dismissed you, asking for a couple of days to think about his stance on you guys.
Uh-huh.
And as you were dismissed, he had a short kind of private conversation with Moore, and Moore made another diplomacy check in your favor on behalf of you, which he
Is that what
critically
was
succeeded
happening?
at.
Awesome.
In addition to some other things that he talked about, but he critically succeeded at, and so David decided that you were trustworthy, and that's what happened. I was going to give you 2 days where you couldn't talk to him because he was thinking, and then that role changed it. And then he got a missive immediately from one of his administrators telling him that the gauntlet had been thrown down. So we are on the 27th. That's my mistake. I preemptively adjusted the calendar.
We did not know that. You had not told us
I know.
that had
I
happened.
realized that.
I figured out the 20. I mean, I looked up at someone like, oh, he made a diplomacy roll. Like, oh yeah, that's fine. I understood the situation there too. We didn't talk about it.
So, all that to say, we are now at the end of this fight. An alchemist has rushed forth, scurrying down some ropes and running over to Topharos and Kai, who have been revived somewhat. Sarajwin also leapt down off of the mezzanine into the pit to conduct some first aid on his pals. He's given the alchemist a little bit of lip for not being Johnny on the spot, given how dangerous it is to die in Gafferton. How dangerous this entire entertainment industry is, realistically. So that brings us to present, and with that, we will go ahead and jump back on to table. Any other questions? Everyone all caught up on their level ups? Everyone made sure they did their dedication stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone made sure that they...
With the help of the alchemists, are Kai and Topharos going to be at full?
They are not going to be at full.
They're not
They're
going
going
to
to
be
be-
wounded though, because they're going to be treated.
They will not have the wounded condition. But yes, effectively, the alchemist is worried about you dying, not about you being healthy. So as long as you have a hit point, he mechanically, he doesn't really care. But he is gonna. I think that Sarajwin did treat wounds, so or something to that effect. So Topharos, you can remove that wounded condition from you.
Okay.
As you all ropes are dropped down for you to climb back up onto the mezzanine. And you can see now that you're across the way from your compatriots who are over here. Imagine that it's full. I don't have a token for literally everyone, obviously. Just the kind of important NPCs that might potentially be combatants. Although technically they might all be combatants. And if that happens, we'll have to come up with something. But it's quite crowded here. There are people everywhere. As I mentioned, people who are drunk, people who are high. There are women of the night moving about, trying to sell their services. So we'll go ahead and just jump into this roleplay moment at the end. It's kind of a lull between fights as the roar, the heat of battle dies down. Bets are paid out. Wagers are paid out to the person who bet on it being a draw, and we'll give you guys the chance to kind of talk with one another, reconvene if you want to, and talk with one another.
The bog zombie, his attacks were slashes, bludgeoning. You remember?
I don't. Yes, I think so. Bludgeoning damage, mostly.
Gotcha.
He also had a poison aura.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming we climb up somehow.
Yeah, they drop you a rope.
Okay. Okay. That that was very fun. Ollie, why did you not join? It was a lot of fun.
Because they only had 2 positions and you both jumped on the. But what?
But I thought there were no rules in Carnival.
He's got a point.
I have a
You
broken
had it.
rib. I have a broken rib, which I enjoy. I not enjoy not the pain. I enjoy the fact that it was that difficult. That was the first time that I believe we all fell together. That was fun.
Kai looks at you and kind of just rolls his eyes. He did not think it was as fun as you did. Especially the dying part. Specifically.
So, what do we do? Do we wait for David to start his duel? I would assume. Is this a street cred type of situation?
Seems like it.
You can see David. He is talking to Rylea. Rylea is surrounded by guards is the wrong word, because that implies some level of organization. She's surrounded by people who seem willing to jump to her defense if necessary, but in a very lackadaisical sort of way. It's all mayhem here.
I'm realizing that she did kind of want us to be a look of force, so maybe it's you two relax a little bit while Siri and I just look like muscle. Unless you want to come too, you did just.
I mean, I would like.
Not-
I can look like muscle, even when
with your
damaged.
broken rib. Yeah.
With my broken rib.
Come on, and I like a very disrespectful but playful pat on the head that I know that he hates, but is also like very friendly.
That's not necessary.
It's getting you mad.
Oh,
Okay, Toverus, why don't you just take a deep breath here?
breathing is difficult, but I can stand there and look scary.
That's the joke. I was
We'll
telling
work on
you
that.
that
We'll workshop that together. Don't worry too hard.
not ready to,
Saunter over behind
be the muscle
David.
with
Okay.
a fractured rib.
Yeah, as you approach, you can hear him. Well, you can't hear him. He's kind of very close to Rylea, and you can see her chuckle a little bit as he flashes
Oh.
a winning grin.
Flirting? He doesn't have the smolder action.
He might be flirting. Hard to tell from here. But as he looks back at you and kind of does double take, he's just like, leans in and kind of has a couple more moments of conversation, and then walks over to you, leaving her behind. Well, gentlemen, hope you're enjoying yourselves. Tofros, great show, oh boy. Damn shame there at the end.
I definitely still won. The bug zombie is dead again. I am alive.
My pocketbook says otherwise.
You may have just voted for the wrong outcome.
Yeah, maybe so. I had a lot of faith in you. At this moment, another fight is announced. The bookie is going around. He's calling out. Hold on, I know I had picked.
Is Rylea Bavin a human?
She is an Ivarn.
Are you okay?
All right, you tossers, got a real treat for you today. Can I get a volunteer for the harpy fight? Two volunteers.
A harpy fight?
Harpy fight. or you could do 2-on-1 or 3-on-2.
Surgeon looks around.
Oleander's hopped down.
Does Serdwin catch Kijani's eye?
Yes.
Kijani is looking at you with a look of like, please don't tell me no. Like, his eyes are so big.
Sarajwin looks at Kijani and says, "Do you want? Should we go?"
Oh, if that is what you were thinking, then yes, that is a great idea.
Oleander
Sarajwin,
says, yes, we should, and fight. We.
wonderful.
All right. So are you going to do 2-on-1 or 3-on-2 for the harpies?
3-on-2.
3-on-2. Let's go.
All right. All right, everyone, taking bets. 3-on-2, harpies and pirates. Looks like we've got a little plant thing, a guy with a big shield, and a good old-fashioned
plant
swashbuckler.
Kijani pulls on Sarajwin's like kind of tunic. He's like, "Did he just call us pirates? Are we pirates?"
I think so. We're actually the terrible Triobadors.
Oh no!
Yeah. Tabby cat Triobadors.
Oh my god! The nostalgia, the wave of nostalgia.
Are we pirates?
No, we're not pirates. But everybody's here's a pirate, so we're pirates.
I would like to
Okay.
go. I would like to go to the bookie and bet monies.
Well, what are the odds? What's the?
So it's a simple betting.
Before you answer that, 1 second. I want to make sure that
Never tell me
we
the odds.
we're telling the correct odds. I need to make Smolder again. So just give me
Approximately
1 second.
3,720 to 1.
Hey, can I go? Can I go over and ask Vesrin?
Yeah, I'll take those odds for sure.
I want to go over and ask Vesrin. Vesrin, what do you know of harpies? Oh, I should go around.
Above table, dungeon master, game master.
Yeah, make a recall knowledge check.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't have this platinum piece.
Any particular?
No, so the recall knowledge macro. Wait. Yeah, okay,
Think.
great, you did it.
Think. Found it.
Did I do it?
Let's see. For this, it is. Okay. Harpies are definitely
Creatures.
coastal biome monsters that are humanoid in nature but have Seahawk-like features. Vesper does not remember a lot about them, but tries her best to say everything that she does know about them in a very pretentious and over-explanatory way.
Do they have? Do I have an idea of general size? Like, is this like a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck?
They're people sized. They're people sized.
They're normal.
Normal, yeah. Not Kijani
Okay.
size, not Tofro's size. A little bigger than that.
Okay.
Where did?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was
you
Speciest of you.
well, I don't know. Humans, elves are all normal sized, and probably
Yeah.
normal's a bad word to use, but
Yeah,
you know.
you're normalizing the tall races. What about halflings, gnomes, dwarves, leshies? There are probably more variety.
Sprites matter too.
Sprites. There's probably more variety of small races than there are.
Think
What about
the number of plants?
What about giants? What about dragons?
Those are species also.
What about?
Yeah,
Lions
but
and
they-
tigers and bears.
What about
They're-
krakens and phoenixes and treants and sphinxes?
all much bigger than people.
Planes,
Therefore,
trains, and
We wouldn't-
automobiles.
We wouldn't
Therefore,
call them normal,
the
though.
normative distribution.
You think the only
The
people
middle.
who are people.
I still think they're
do we do
more
a normal curve
normal.
by like a single individual of each race and then find the normal, or do we do entire population of the
There's also
world?
just
Because there's
way more humans than.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me open up a spreadsheet.
Oh gosh.
With that,
That's
Saraduin,
what she says.
Yeah,
Oleander
where did I
and
go?
Kijani,
Yeah,
where
where
did
did
you go? Are
He
you
said
under
normal.
someone? No.
Whoa.
Whoa. Did you fall? What happened here, Saraduin?
I don't have an answer.
He clipped through the map.
Yeah, you can
I
do
found.
that.
I'm doing a speed run, and I found this cool glitch where if
Yeah,
you hit the
did you find the
polygons
roof
just
again?
right.
Is that
I truthfully I don't see my token
all right?
Like-
Well,
on the screen that I'm on.
You see the
Oh,
map?
now I do. Yes.
I just added you, so I hope you do.
Don't at me, bro.
All right.
Yeah,
With
one-
that,
one second I was fixing smolder, and the next second I was.
gone.
You burnt to a crisp.
I'll gamble 3 gold.
Oh, so it's a simple betting system where the pot is close to the payout. The bookie obviously keeps a portion of it, but the payout is based on how many people choose to participate in the bet, and you're just gonna bet against or for. And if you bet the right thing, your winnings are distributed amongst everyone else who bet the right thing. So it is advantageous to bet on the underdog because less people will think that is going to be the winning one, and then if it is the winning one, the payout will be bigger because it'll be split less.
I'm just gonna bet on us.
Is this
Are we the
information that
underdog?
is available to people making bets? Like, can you figure out like how many people have bet? Does he keep a running tally?
He does, but he doesn't necessarily make that.
Public knowledge.
He's got it like on
Ask the
page.
bookie.
Yeah, what do you
That's
care?
right.
What do you care? Who do you think's gonna win? Put your money down.
Well, I care because if I bet on the underdog and they win, I win more money. That's why I care.
Right. He shows you the page.
It's
He's like, yeah, oh look, it's not secret. It's just most people can't read.
I was at. You
How many
definitely
spelling
said it's
mistakes
wrong
does
person.
best friend
No,
notice?
the bookie has impeccable handwriting, and
I didn't ask about handwriting.
and well, there's not a lot of like words. It's a lot of tally marks and numbers. There are names, but they're all like in a weird sort of quasi-goblin phonetic. It's like, what are they? A stenographer? they're all like bisyllable. It's hard to read the names because he just like hears what you say your name is and writes it down in his like shorthand for it. But the numbers and the tallies all look square on. I would say there's a lot in favor right now. I'm not gonna do all this math because, well, that would be really immersive and cool. I'm not gonna. There are more people betting in favor of the harpies in this scenario.
Mhm.
Well, I would like to place 3 gold on the pirates.
3 gold on the pirates then. And your name, miss?
Hyacinth Bouquet.
Just first name would be fine. I don't know anyone else named Hyacinth. And 3 gold then.
Vesrin hands it over.
I would also like
Pleasure.
to bet on the pirates.
Oh, right. Confident lot you are. All right then.
I toss a pouch up with 3 gold to them too.
Okay.
On myself, I'm not throwing the fight.
Yep. All right, yep. 3 gold on. Yeah, there we go. And you're gonna be pink eye. And what was your name?
My Toforos.
That's a lot of syllables, Toph. Rose. Right, and how much then?
I have all the faith in them.
All
1
the
platinum
faith,
and 2
yeah.
gold.
Not a lot of faith around here. 1 platinum, 2 gold. We've got a heavy purse. tofu roast. God, that's gonna be a mouthful. What does your girl say when she's calling for you down the hall? Tofu roast.
She doesn't.
Okay.
She does. Really? That's
That's a
there's just a
shame.
lot of
You should
screaming.
have them begging for you, mate. Look at that hair, gorgeous. All right, then let's get started. As a couple of gentlemen roll over these kind of very shoddy cages made of just like twigs tied together, and they have harpies in them. Harpies are awake and are trying to untie the cages quickly as they can, but they just push them over the edge, and the cages fall into the pit and smash. You'll notice, I don't think I mentioned this time around, but there's no like entrances or exits from the pit. There's no hallways or doors. This is just like there's walls all the way around, fortified. The only way in and out is to jump and climb. As the harpies are dropped down into place, you notice that they have chains and shackles. Each one has one around each ankle, and there's a pretty hefty weight at the end of the shackles. But the chain is like 25 feet long. They've got enough room to pretty well manipulate and get around, but they would not be able to just like fly away from the ring.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call sleep to the chat. I clicked the wrong button.
Okay.
My bad.
Where they at?
But where they
Yeah,
at?
sleep
though?
on the
Ba,
harpies. No,
ba,
There they are.
ba, ba, ba. All right, and with that, I will ask you to roll initiative.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
You did it.
Are you proud, Dad? Are you proud?
Yes, so proud. So, as the crowd roars, the harpies break free of their cages. They have these vicious-looking wooden clubs with metal tines sticking out at the ends of them. As they look around, they look panicked. But they look at you and realize kind of this is what they're gonna have to do. Fight for their lives here. I'm not trying to instill sympathy for them. Harpies are chaotic, vicious, monstrous creatures that would sooner gut you than tell you the time of day. But they are also being treated poorly. So I'm just getting set that precedent. So let's begin the encounter. This harpy is going to go first. So this guy is going to. They're slightly feminine in nature, although not anatomically extremely similar to humans. You can tell that these are female harpies. No, she. I just said that, and then I totally forgot what I was going to say. She is going to cry out in what at first sounds like a pitiful, horrible, awful screech. In a oh god, what just happened? It is a 300-foot aura. Wow, that's massive. Literally everybody in the compound needs to make what?
Sorry, finish. Say this.
Needs to make a will saving throw, please.
Do I have a reaction at this point in the round?
It's a great question. I think your reaction occurs when
You
you have
gain
a
the-
turn.
Yeah.
And let me turn that off, because I can't do that again.
Saradwin succeeds.
Is this an emotion or mental effect?
Yes.
Okay, so I get a +1 from my mind vertex.
Yes. And upon a success, you will get a critical success instead.
Yeah, I will. It's early.
It's early.
I will use a hero point if that's a failure.
That is a failure, yes. Topharos and Kijani both fail on this.
Yeah, I rolled like a 3 on the dice.
I will not use a hero point.
Okay.
Yeah, great
Here we
call.
go. All right. Sorry, working on it. Okay, here we go.
Saradwin, Oleander, and Kijani, Vesrin all succeed on this. All the other people in the crowd also have to make these checks with various levels of success. The penalty for failure, which only amongst you Topharos does fail, he becomes fascinated and attempts to use all of his actions every turn, moving closer to the harpy as quickly as possible while avoiding obvious dangers. You're captivated. Topharos, for the purposes of this, other audience members are going to be like, oh, whoa there, pal, whoa.
Gotcha, okay.
Just stay back.
That was going to be my question.
As this terrible, awful screech erupts, you all, just for a flicker of a second, hear it as the most beautiful song you've ever heard before shaking off the enchantment and hearing again the awful screech underlying.
I grab
Flashbacks
a
from
rope
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
and points to them and says, "Stop!
These
Those birds
harpies
are
are
real."
those birds are.
Hi, Penny.
Oh, Pen.
Is that all it's doing?
No, not at all.
You sure?
Yep.
It could
Ah.
and it's in there.
It's then going to fly forward, targeting Kijani, and make an attack with its club. Strike.
It misses.
It will hit,
Man.
doing 6 points of damage against Kijani, so you can add that to yourself from the chat.
Damage.
And then that'll be it for its turn. That's all 3 actions. So, Kijani is next.
Yes.
I just want him to do like overwhelming force here. Gets hit by a club for 6 damage, does 94.
I'm sure he would love that too.
I mean,
That'd be nice. That'd be cool. But for each additional action at a different target.
Blazing Bolt. Yeah, you'll pick
Yeah.
2 targets for that. I'm gonna get a beer.
I think first I am going to. If I click on this, will it give me the template?
Probably. It'll probably give you an option for a template.
Yeah.
Penny.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna Blazing Bolt for 2 actions. And I will cast it on the 2 here. Okay. So the first one will hit
I'm
with a
sorry,
20.
I'm back. Yes, that does hit, by the way.
And I will roll. Cool. A fire damage.
To which one is this now?
The one right in front of me.
Okay.
Or kind of right in front of me.
Yeah. Hold on just a second. Let me check to see. No, okay. Had to check and see if they have opportunity attack, because you cast the spell. So he'll take 8.
That's a very powerful move.
And then the other one, I will attack as
Oh,
well. And it
Reactive
does
strike,
say,
John? You think reactive strike's pretty strong?
Yeah, I think it is.
And you don't increase it until after you make
yeah,
all.
until after, yeah. So I attack like normal. Ooh.
That will miss. That
Okay,
target.
so 20 hits. And 18 misses, so 19 or above, I guess. And then what does this say?
Oh, you know what, guys? The stream's on, but I don't have chat open. I don't have the actual, like, no one has seen this. It's okay. I caught it early this time. We once had a whole episode where no one saw Foundry.
Oh.
Caught it early, an hour and a half into the stream.
Hey, we once had a whole episode.
It's still early.
Look, I know it's early.
And then Kijani is going to
Fuck you.
turn to Therdwin and say,
Okay. Whatever happens, I believe in you.
and he's going to cast Guidance.
Oh, okay. Nice. Guidance is one action?
Yep.
Does it work on attack rolls or just ability checks?
Attack rolls.
Nice.
Granting a... Here, I can just cast it. And then...
Yeah, actually cast it, and then I'll throw the spell effect onto Serdwin. Cool. You are guided, my guy. My guide.
Guidey guy.
Granting the target a +1 status bonus to 1 attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check the target attempts before the duration ends.
Duration is until the start of your next turn.
Hmm.
And then, either way, Serdwin cannot be guided again for an hour.
For another hour, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Perfect. Brings us to the second harpy, which is going to... Actually, this harpy is going to...
Are they actually 20 feet in the air?
What
They are-
you're seeing is the distance between you and that creature, I think.
5. Yeah, no, they are not. When you hover over an enemy, it tells you the distance to that target, not how high that target is. But this one is going to fly up as part of its turn. It's going to, let's see, how much is your speed, my guy? Okay, so it's going to get, so he's going to get all 25 feet into the air, as high as he can.
And the roof is,
Oh, shit. He becomes invisible to you. How would I do this?
So how high in the air would you say this one is?
Just hovering over the ground. Right at you. How would I do this? Sorry, technical difficulties. Give me just a second. There's so many levels. None of them really matter. This map. Oh, I didn't really mean to do that. Yep, and there's no one doing it. Great. Let's see, can I set its height elevation? It needs to be like, here we go. There we go. Maybe this will do it. It should be 25 feet in the air.
nope.
Maybe not. Oh, there's a couple of tokens here. I mean, so this is roofs, this is interiors? Okay. I don't really need the roofs at this point. You guys have pretty much explored it all. So let's
I have explored the roof several times, yes.
elevation. This is elevation 0, basic. Tile.
You guys ever think about why it's called the roof of your mouth and not the ceiling of your mouth?
No, I never have.
I don't know what you're talking about. I know the soft palate and the hard palate.
The roof of your mouth is actually like your head up here.
So true, Mason.
That means that your brain is the attic of your mouth.
That is what that
Whoa.
means inherently. You're correct.
There's so much storage up there, man.
Go check in the attic.
Go check in the attic. And this should be at elevation 0. So why can't you see this character?
What do you mean?
I don't
can
know,
see
man.
Who? What? This
I
guy?
can see him now.
You can see him now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, stream just hadn't updated. I was like, I've done so much to try and fix this shit.
It
Okay.
now
I
says
cannot
that
see
I'm
the
30
character.
feet away from this guy in front of me.
The guy right in front of you?
Oh, now I see both of them.
No, the guy in front of
And-
you is 5 feet away from you. The guy across from you is 35
There's like a
feet.
little crosshair target thing and it says 30 feet. And then the other one says 35 feet.
I don't know. Do you control multiple?
I know what happened is I know what you're talking about because it did with me a second ago too, but it isn't doing it now.
Let's wait and see if that occurs throughout the rest of this.
Sure.
She is going to target Oleander and hurl a stone from within her pouch. So make a strike here. That will miss Oleander. She's at a range penalty, but that's not why she missed. She still would have missed. And with her final action, she is going to use Captivating Song. So I'm not going to put the 300-foot radius burst back on the battlefield because that made my computer stutter. So instead, everybody needs to make a will saving throw, please. Even poor Topharos, who is still absolutely fascinated by the first harpy.
You're doing this
I'm
on purpose.
gonna use a hero point.
Okay,
Do we know what the DC for this is?
I do. Vestron, you do fail, as does Saradwin, Topharos
I would
again.
To also use a hero point.
Okay.
Yeah, I used a hero point and rolled again.
Saradwin does succeed on the second attempt using his hero point. Topharos. Vestron does succeed as well using her hero point. So,
Excellent.
once again, only Topharos. Kijani obviously critically succeeds. Where's Ollie? Coming right here.
I critically succeeded the first one too, didn't I?
I rolled a 25.
I see that. Okay. Kai is also fascinated. The rest of you managed to avoid being fascinated by this captivating song. What does the fascinated feature say? -2 status penalty to perception checks, skill checks. You can't use concentrate actions unless they are related to the subject of your fascination, as determined by the GM.
Oh, I didn't add. Is this an emotion effect?
It is a mental effect, but not an emotion effect. That's going to be it for its turn. Brings us to Ollie, speaking of.
I will stride 20. And I will faint.
Oh no.
So, panache. And and I will use a.
Did you
fish.
tumble through? Or you
I did not.
did a diagonal? Yeah.
I did a diagonal. I did 2 diagonals technically. But
Yeah, I got you.
And I will. I know it's well, actually, you know what? Oh yeah, I'll let this be the thing that I do. This is I'll do half of my precise strike damage to the target. If I fail, I'll hold it still. I'll hold
So it's
on to
half
that
that?
one for one more round. Huh? Yes.
Half. Okay. Good to know.
As I strike and still miss, but still do a little bit of damage.
That's a cool feature. That would go really well with Thaumaturge.
And that is all 3 actions.
Oh, but its precision damage doesn't match the. Okay, that brings us to Saradwin. Saradwin. What's good?
I'm about to make a name for myself. All right. Saradwin is going to use an action to activate his Champion's Aura.
Oh, okay.
So Saradwin looks back down at Kijani and puts a hand on his shoulder. It says, "You believe in me, and I believe in us." And activates Champion's Aura. Saradwin glows with the brilliance of 1,000 suns.
Yes.
And then I'm going to activate Defensive Advance.
Do you,
Where
can
and
you-
where?
Is there a thing you have to click to turn your aura on, or drag it to your character?
I don't see it. I don't actually like. Here's the thing, and it just has unconscious. So like, I don't really.
Action.
It just says I have to do an action to.
You surround yourself in a
to
15-foot
resume.
emanation, has an aura, divine traits. Any follower of your deity within the aura immediately knows you're a champion of your deity. This aura is used as the range for your champion's reaction.
Does it have a toggle in your
and
character sheet?
various other. Yes, it does. Boom. It's at the top of your. I found it. It's at the top of your actions.
Yeah, I see it now. Cool.
It's on.
So there. Hey, Super Saiyan activate. All right,
Yeah.
and then defensive advance. So I raise shield, and that's not on my sheet either.
Yeah, it's under.
Elemental
Go to your
Volition.
steel shield, and then underneath that there's a raise.
Boom.
They changed it on you.
It did. They did do that. And I move forward. I end my movement within a enemy, so I get to hit him, or try to hit him.
With this defensive advance,
Yes.
you dive into battle, raise your shield and stride. If you end your movement
Yep.
within melee reach of at least one enemy, you can make a melee strike against that enemy. Nice. So 3 things for 2 actions. You still miss.
Yeah.
Even accounting for flanked.
Is it accounting?
Early?
I've already
So
used
you may
it
not
to
have
not.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not be fast.
Anyway.
Did you add a +1?
For guidance, it should be.
No, because he gets to choose.
Yeah, I did not add a +1. I'm going to save it. I think this is too low.
It applies. It's only until the next turn. I'm pretty sure anyway. So it's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna. You have to use it this turn, or it'll bust.
Well, I will use it.
Okay.
+1.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that still will not quite hit.
Gotcha.
Did that put him +1 away? Sad.
I'll be right back, guys.
He's got one more action?
No.
Champion aura and then the
Defensive.
2 action.
Yes. Okay.
He took 4 actions.
I found out
Yeah, I was about to say 2 actions.
what-
Do three actions.
The thing was,
Tell me.
I had a harpy targeted, and so it was giving the distance from that harpy.
To the
Mm.
oh.
Yes.
That's
And
important for
then-
things like your second target must be within X feet of the first target.
Yes.
Stuff like
If I hover over that harpy with it targeted, it has a little person in a portrait, and so it's telling it that it's 35 feet away from me. But if I hover over anyone else, it shows a line from the harpy to that person and gives distance
nice
from the harpy.
That's yeah.
It's actually
That
a cool
doesn't
feature.
work for the dungeon master because I don't have a set person, but that makes sense. Okay. So that brings us back to the top of the round here. We have our harpy. Harpy is going to stride around Ceridwen to be behind him here, and is going to attack Ceridwen using its club. It will successfully hit Ceridwen with a critical hit. Damage. I guess the question is, does Ceridwen have a reaction? What is the champion's reaction? He stepped away, so we don't know. He has a movable... he has shield block he could do, and glimpse redemption. That won't... he can't do that right now. That's an
I think
ally.
that even if it is shield block, he knows the damage before he decides.
Oh,
to
is
do
that
it.
true?
I think
While
so.
you have your shield raised, you would take physical damage from an attack.
But yeah, you would take damage, so you would know what the damage is.
So he will roll critical against Ceridwen. And that's going to be 10 points of damage. Well, I don't know why this is blind. Here we go.
That would put it at
I have returned.
cool. You get to make a decision then.
Okay.
Do you shield block 10 damage?
Do I shield block 10 damage? I sure do.
All right. Yeah, you should have a block button in the chat. I think. Maybe not. Do I have the block?
I clicked it.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know what happened, but I clicked it.
Nothing happened on my side. Maybe I need to click it. Block. Oh, you have to click block and then take damage. So it's regular damage.
Okay.
Block and then damage. Yep. All right. Shield absorbs 5 damage with an additional 5 making it through. Shield also damaged for 5.
Oh.
All right. That was its first attack after swooping around you. It will then make a second attack. This one is going to have... it's going to use its talons on the second attack, which has the agile trait, so it will not take as heavy of a multiple attack penalty. But it will still miss you, unfortunately for it. Oh, that shows you how much it missed by. Is that shouldn't show? Oh, yeah, I guess that's fine. It misses you by 7. So pretty significant miss.
If anything, we need to know not
Its modifier, right?
Yeah.
It shows us.
Let's like what the rule is because we
Yeah.
know what our AC is.
Does it show you the roll?
Yes.
It says 14.
Uh,
It says D20 plus question mark question mark.
Yeah, so you would still have to know. You don't know how much its modifier is.
Yeah.
Is the real.
Mhm.
Is the X variable that I don't think you could figure. So, it's like we're all still learning how to play this game. That's gonna be the end of his turn. Brings us to Kijani.
Okay.
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 Kijani is going to look to Ceridwen and go,
Okay, that was close, but I'm telling you that I really believe in you.
and cast Runic Weapon on his weapon.
I don't know if that's effective in this case. I could be wrong.
Sarajwin gets the hint.
Oh, it does become. Yeah, you do get striking. You don't have striking yet.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes, we do. At level.
At level 4,
4.
you get striking?
Mhm.
Yeah, so this does nothing anymore. Because it doesn't stack up. He's already got a +1 striking weapon because of automatic rune progression. As you guys are level 4.
Okay, well then.
So I would not prepare that spell. Do you want to take a minute to retcon and have
Yeah.
prepared a different spell? Okay.
Yeah, you don't.
Just remember that in the future. Until you can cast this at a higher level, this is not. This doesn't
And
do
even
anything.
then, it probably is only good at the level. you
Exactly that
first
level, and only for a couple levels. Yeah. But it's okay because you're a druid. You can just prepare it in and out.
Yeah, because this at level 1 is one of the
Very
strongest
strong.
spells in the game.
Yes, at level 4 it's useless.
Yeah. And then Kijani will turn to the harpy after encouraging his friend.
Well, what are you doing with your spell? Are you still gonna cast Runic Weapon?
No, I took it off my
Oh, okay.
sheet.
Oh, you're just role playing, encouraging your friend. I see. God, how dare you role play in the middle of my combat tactics game? Okay, yes, proceed, please.
And then look at the harpy and say,
As for you, I hope only Eldritch Horrors is for your future.
and he will cast fear on the harpy
Yeah.
in front of him.
Okay. All right, and that will be a failure.
Okay, so he's frightened too.
Yes, he will become frightened too. That's not insignificant.
Yeah, and I think that will be. Actually, Kijani will move over behind Ollie.
Okay.
And then be done.
Brilliant. Brings us to Oleander. Oh, no, sorry. This guy. She will fly over here. Target Ceridwen. Oh, no, she is still... Why is she not... She is. She's still 25 feet in the air. She's not doing that.
Yeah, think again.
She's still going to target Ceridwen. She's going to throw a rock.
Could you consider thinking again?
That will hit. And we're going to roll damage on that. Maximum damage, 8 points. You do still have your shield raised. You
and I
could.
will still block it.
Okay.
Have you had a turn since the?
Oh no, you're right. You can't block it. It does take your reaction to raise.
Oh, okay.
So we'll undo that, and then just take the. You'll take the full damage. I'll go ahead and do that. Oh shit. Undo that. God fuck it.
Just take
God fuck
Would
it.
you like
Minus
me
8.
to make my HP 45?
I got it. Bro, I got it. Bro,
We got there.
I'm the dungeon master, okay? Don't try and...
Right. You know, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know, man. That was that was all my bad.
She is as high up as she can get, given the weighted chain that is holding her in place. I'm going to allow her to move horizontally, dragging the weight behind her at difficult terrain, but she's going to use her action to fly.
Be careful.
Yeah, if she drags it into the well,
Yeah.
she will plummet. Actually, you could just run up and grab. I just thought,
Yeah.
what if you just run up and grab the weight and
I
toss
also
it
just thought
into
about
the
that.
well? What? Well, I
Well?
did. Well,
Well,
well, fuck. All right, Oleander.
looks like it's time to become a bear.
I'm targeting the wrong thing.
A bear or an otter?
It's the otter bear.
Can I go be underneath the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
That's the stride. Hey, you know that turn that I took a second ago? What would it be like if I took it again?
Well, now he's flanked. She is flanked and frightened.
And I will. Oh wait, hold on. I could. Never mind. I'm gonna do this instead. I don't. I try to tumble through instead of stride. I'll do it there. I'll be there when I get to the tumble through thing.
Do you have to tumble through to an exactly adjacent, like flanked? So you have to come here,
Yes.
and then
So
you
this
can
won't actually still. I can. Then I can move again.
or keep moving as part of
Oh yeah.
tumble through if you've got movement left. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is? There it is. Use.
Hey, that'll tumble
Oh.
through.
Wow.
Panache. Ping, ping.
Definitely have enough speed with panache. And so that's that's one action to do that.
Okay. Yes.
I will use elemental assault.
Okay. Shroud your arms and weapons in elemental magic. This is why the goblin up top called you Pink Eye on his little bookie tab. I don't know if you caught that. Your eyes flash with elemental force.
It's gonna be Earth.
Earth.
Uh-huh. And then I will make a confident finisher.
Yeah, stack all your features here. Well.
But then he's all those things.
She is frightened and off guard, giving her a total of a -4 to her armor class. And as such, that exactly hits. So you do regular damage plus finisher damage, precision plus sneak attack damage. What's this bludgeoning from? The earth. You did the elemental earth thing. Yeah. Alright. So we'll do that damage. That hurt her very badly. She's extremely unhappy. Describe how you coat your rapier with earth magic and it still somehow does piercing damage. Help me with this.
It does. Oh, it does because it does both.
Yeah.
So, it's more that it's less that it's coated with. It's that there's like rocks floating around it.
Like
more-
sharp shale. Yeah.
Yeah. It could
And bludgeoning
have
too,
probably-
yeah.
Yeah. It's that that it doesn't actually pierce in. It's just like the rocks hit as like they bludgeon as like the as that.
Yeah.
that kind of
Concussive
bumpers
damage.
around.
Right. Both.
But I kind of scoot through and I drag the rapier against the ground. And
Kick up
pull
earth and it kind of like
Yeah.
swirls around it. Beautiful.
As I deftly tumble but around her back but between her wings to do this
yeah.
too.
I've got like
Uh,
the Valkyries from God of War in my head because I've been playing that. So it's like she's like her wings like swirling around.
And that will end my turn and my panache. Oh, I just realized. Can I do this with? No, these give me panache. Never mind. That makes
With
sense.
finisher. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Tumble through.
Sorry, no. No, I mean I was asking what flashy dodge and charm to life if I need to be in panache to use them, but that doesn't make sense because they give me panache. So
Perfect. All right. I believe that brings us to Sari when Oleander clicks
Yes.
the end.
do that? Yes, it does.
Saradwin, you have
I'm gonna hit
seen her take a significant amount of damage here just now, but she still seems to be hardly hanging on. She has bits of broken like slate shale that was basically transmuted by earth magic from the clay and earthen floor, swirling around like meteors or like satellites, orbital natural satellites around Oleander's sword as he impaled her. So she's not only bleeding, but also she's got just like rocks stuck inside her body. But her fury and her anger seem to be propelling her onward. Haha, her fury, because she's like a. So they seem to be quite hardy, these creatures.
Our weapons are still blunted, right? They're just gonna get knocked out. We're not actually killing them.
That's your weapons are rosined. They do non-lethal. That's right.
Good.
Except for the Pale-Orca dagger, I think, right?
That's true. Yeah, your Pale-Orca dagger has not. You picked it up right from the smith. It hasn't been rosined yet, which is technically illegal, but it's a town of pirates.
Good. I'm gonna swing at her.
I love just watching
With my
Mason's
Kopesh?
reactions.
They didn't rosin my fire, is,
Rosin my fire. Was that an attack?
It was supposed to be.
Yeah,
I don't think I had her. I don't think I had her.
I don't think
targeted.
you did either, but it does hit. You can go ahead and roll damage.
Hey.
He's not feeling good.
Her armor class is effectively 16 right now because of all the stuff going on with her. 11 points. That's not bad. Damage her.
I'm gonna do it again.
Naturally.
Naturally 20. Oh.
Naturally 19.
Yeah. Gosh, that would have been a crit. It's only one away from a crit. It's just your multiple attack penalty. If you had an agile weapon, it would have been a crit.
Still dead.
Still a lot of damage. Enough to, in fact, knock her out.
Gotcha. Saradwin is then going to stride. 5, 10, 15, 20. While leading a battle cry. Enter.
Okay. Beautiful battle cry. Kijani. This gets to you because she is 25 feet in the air. She has taken a cowardly approach to this combat.
What does this do? That's not. Wait. Kijani will move. Feet. I think that's right. And then use Tempest Surge.
That's your druid focus spell.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Yes, make a saving throw.
Okay. That will be a success. Half damage. Nearly a critical success. Half.
Kijani hisses back.
Movement. Okay, yeah, here we are. She is going to target. Let's see. Sarah Joanne has a shield. And Kijani can hit her with lightning, according to her way of thinking. So she doesn't like that. She's going to try and throw rocks at you. She's almost out of rocks. But this will hit.
Is that at me or Kijani this time?
Kijani for 3 points of damage. It's pretty weak sauce attack.
Yeah. Well, and she rolled a 26 with a range penalty of -4. Crazy.
Yeah. She will spend her next turn to descend down to just 5 feet off the ground. And will make a talon attack at Kijani. Will miss. She's gonna use her session reroll. Just kidding. Hey, wait a minute. With her last action, she will cast Captivating Song.
Wait, threw a rock, move.
Threw a rock.
She doesn't have another action left. She's all out of action, so she's not gonna do that.
Good.
How about that?
Because that would suck.
How about
She
that?
goes to open her mouth, and Kijani just hisses again.
Way to keep me honest there, team. Oleander. Seems that the combat has migrated to the northern part of the arena. She is diagonally up from you, so she's not being flanked.
She's not flanked.
Yeah, unfortunately. Although the game might calculate her as flanking, so we'll have to check that. But
well, it's okay because my action's gonna put her off guard potentially anyway. So that, at least for me, so it won't matter.
Whatever you did, it's a success. Well, the feint. Yeah, okay. Gaining panache. She is juked by your skullduggery. Yeah, I see your skeptical face, Mason, because remember, I'm just watching you the whole time.
Yeah, I'm aware. That's why I gave it.
Watching you, even when Che was talking, because he doesn't have a camera, I'm watching you.
Yeah. True.
Wow, gonna stab, it says.
Wow.
That's true. You still have elemental assault? How long does this last?
It lasts for
A minute?
until the end of your next round.
Oh, so you get 2 rounds of it.
It
If
will
you use it
eventually
first.
be a minute. It'll eventually. Well,
Gotcha.
first it'll be I cycle through the elements, in which we might talk about expanding them, but maybe not having all 6. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
Maybe you roll a d6 and you get 4.
Yeah. But and then eventually it'll be like it's up for a minute and it cycles through each element.
Awesome. So then 22 points damage.
Okay.
That's not insignificant. Wow, that hurt her really bad. She too now has shale scabs impaling her body as the crowd roars.
And it removed it.
Nice.
As the earth falls to the ground away from my sword.
And no longer empowered by your own magic. Those like sharp shale and like slate shards just like hit the ground and immediately become dust again. The earth from whence they were forged. Ceridwen. This creature is in front of you,
Alright.
but 5 feet in the air, so it's kind of like hovering over you guys.
That's still within reach, right?
It is within reach, but you wouldn't be able to flank it unless one of you could get
Get them down.
above it. Or yeah, we'll bring her down, right?
Hmm. Interesting.
Like a
prospect.
creature that was here and 10 feet in the air would be flanking with you, diagonally this way. But otherwise you wouldn't be able to flank it without moving its position, or either also being, both you and your ally also being up 5 feet somehow.
I'm gonna swing at her.
Okay, yeah. We love that. That is her armor class, so roll damage.
I would do that.
John, when are you gonna crit this session?
This next one.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it now so that I miss. This can be put to bed. Second action attack. Yeah, that's a 5. Whoopsie daisy.
So clearly
And then I'm
manipulating us. We know that you can choose when to crit.
By definition,
Exactly.
you didn't call a crit. You called a failure, which just proves the
I'm
point.
gonna raise my shield and end my turn.
You
very
intended to
small.
fail here. Yeah, you were totally fine with that. You even broadcast that you were gonna try and fail. And what happened?
That's my turn.
All right, Kijani, that's you, my guy.
Kijani will reach his hand up and snap in a very Roy Mustang fashion, cast Ignition.
Yeah. That is a roll to hit. You can roll melee.
Oh, is it close enough for me to
Yeah.
roll melee?
Yeah, you can roll melee. She's diagonally 5 feet above, but like still within your sphere of influence.
You might jump a little bit, but
Kijani has to jump.
Attack.
Unfortunately that will miss.
Hmm. I guess I'll cast Guidance on Oleander.
Perfect.
He looks down at Oleander after missing himself and goes, I was showing you what not to do. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have to end my turn. That's
Okay.
how that works.
She is going to fly straight up to her
Attack
25.
opportunity?
Which of you has attack of opportunity?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone. I was asking. I was fishing for it.
She's gonna fly straight up to the extent of her chain, and then I'm gonna have her roll an athletics check to see if she can lift the weight and try and fly out of the arena. She's fleeing. She's very hurt. She wants nothing to do with this. She never wanted anything to do with this. So here's her. What is her? Why can't I just roll in athletics? Oh, because she's not trained in it. So it's just gonna be a +1. 1d20 +1. Wow. I don't have to do the slashes. I have a dice tray here. 1d20 +1.
You don't even need to do the +1. There's the dice tree there.
You're right. Boy, does she not do great at that. She gets to the top of her range as a move action. I'm having her make an athletics check. That's her second action. She flaps violently against the chain, attempting to escape, as the crowds all around the mezzanine jeer and laugh at her. They're throwing bits of food, cheese, and bread. And she is just trying to fly towards the sky. She sees the opening between the buildings above and is just... But she is unable to get anywhere. And in a rage, she will turn around and try to throw another rock at... Nope, she's all out of rocks. She's going to throw her club. She's going to throw her club at Kijani. That hits. Damage on that. Maximum damage, 8 points of damage to Kijani. As this spiked club hits you in the face. And that's it for her turn. She'll end her turn. Brings us to Oleander.
Would you think that attempting to pull her down by the chain to stab her would be sufficient to be particularly daring and might qualify for panache? Because you see, that is actually a thing that it says.
Yeah, sure. But I will say that to pull her down is going to take effectively what would be, you're moving her 25 feet, but really you just have to break her momentum upwards and let gravity do the rest. So I will say it's going to be a 2-action activity to yank her down.
Okay.
I hope that feels fair. Because you could not reposition her 25 feet if she were vertical.
Yeah.
That will be a success against her fortitude. Yes, for sure. So you rip her down. Just managed to pull enough to offset her flapping, so that her updraft is at the wrong time, and she's actually propelling herself down for a moment, and that's enough to catch her off balance. She tumbles from the sky and lands between you on the ground. She lands with grace. But she is now on the ground. Well, I'll go ahead and do that. Putting her at 0 feet. And you have 1 action left.
I will.
You are Will.
Use my guidance.
Yes.
And
Yeah. So, guidance used. You do hit. You don't crit, unfortunately. You hit by 8. But you do manage to knock her unconscious. Actually, you could. You have.
I don't technically knock her unconscious.
I think that for the purposes of this, your precision damage would tip her over the edge and kill her.
Okay.
accidentally, perhaps. I don't know what your intentions were. Anyways, yeah, because it's precision damage and it's not strictly the damage of the weapon. It's just the way it hits her. It's not blunted by the rosin, and it's enough damage over her actual hit points remaining that I will say you do knock her out.
I think it is actually the same damage as the weapon.
No, it's considered precision, so it's...
Hold on, there's the only reason I say that is because of something with confident finisher.
I think that precision damage like ignores, like if you have resistance to bludgeoning but your weapon deals bludgeoning damage, the precision damage isn't subject to that resistance.
You deal half your practice damage. Type is. I need to proc one where I miss.
I think precision is the damage type.
I want to show you. I just want to show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I kind of agree. I think that I agree, but I just want to make sure.
Because like items have immunity to precision damage.
Damn it.
Well, that's not gonna miss.
I rolled it with the max multiple attack penalty. Oh, it's
unconscious, so that's still gonna hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any event, for the purpose of this narratively, you do kill her. As you slash into her, dealing that much damage over her. As her blood begins to spill out from her body in a huge pool around her. The three of you who are closest can make a recall knowledge check for me using the macro.
What?
You don't need to know. I will pick the skill that's why I like the recall knowledge check.
Oh, okay. It'll call it.
It gives me all of your when you click recall knowledge, that macro, it gives me all of your recall knowledge results.
It's something we don't see almost anything from it.
Yeah, hold on, I'll show you. Because it's supposed to be blind, but I don't. This is what it shows. Did it reveal it?
No.
I clicked the macro.
Revealed.
Let me know if I need to do something different.
No, it didn't. You're good. I'll show you what this does. In Discord. This is the chat for me. So it shows me your roll and then all of your potential recall knowledge bonuses. So if you've got one and I see that you're good at it, and I'm like, could I even possibly finagle the information I want to give you into being applicable to that skill that you succeeded at? Then I can give it to you, you know? So that's why I like it. It shows me everything that you could recall knowledge at and what your result would have been for that thing. So anyway, all that to say, macro good, in my opinion. So Oleander and Kijani, you both notice as her blood pours forth from her body that it has that sort of petrol chroma sheen, that kind of rainbow oil effect. This harpy must have been like so intoxicated on Fairy Slick that it is so full of in her blood that it would have had a normal humanoid comatose. You anticipate that's probably how they
caught them.
Yeah, how they keep these creatures for these kinds of fights. You can see it. If you can see it in her blood as it's spilling forth, that's extremely intoxicated. As the alchemists slide down the ropes and runs forward, the combat is over. We'll end encounter.
Kijani takes a deep breath and then lifts his hand in the air and starts like walking around the stadium like, yeah! Hearing.
Sarah will clap for Kijani.
Bethrin makes a
Did you see
beeline for
that?
the bookie.
Okay. So this is party level.
I follow behind Vestrin.
All right. I lost my grant experience macros somewhere. I think it was part of a mod that I got rid of. I'm gonna see if I can find that. Doesn't matter. I guess you guys just won't get experience.
Oh, I could put it in manual if you just tell me the number. It's
All right,
not a
so
big
everyone's
deal.
gonna get plus 60. So don't forget to put that in, please. Everyone should be at 85, except for Jerry, who should be at 95.
Are you sure? Because I think that we started over, and I could be wrong. I don't remember if it was the start or the end of the last
I'm
cycle.
at 25 and I have not added my 10 yet.
Everyone was at 25 when we started the session. I
Okay,
checked.
that was the that was the.
So everyone
I
should be
couldn't
at
remember where
85 except for Jerry, who should be at 95. Experience points. Yeah, as the alchemist rushes forward, he leans down towards first the harpy, not really caring about any of you guys. Oh, fuck. Kind of looking her over. You weren't supposed to have fun. As they lift up her body, another alchemist joins him, and they kind of carefully carry her towards the edge and put her down on a cot. Not too much that can be done at this point. She is really fucked up. But all around you, the rest of the kind of fanfare is taking place. Vesran, as you go over to the bookie, he looks a little bit put off. Hyacinth. Is that right?
That's correct.
6 gold.
Wonderful.
She's much taller than I am, so like she walks away and her dress is probably covering me up slightly. I'm like, thank you.
Toe. Here we go. 6 gold. You should go by toe. It's shorter, easier.
Is that a mistake on your side, as did, or
Do I only get 6 gold? in
Oh,
this?
no. Yeah, I thought you put in 3 gold. Okay, sorry.
He put in
No,
a
you
platinum
put in
and
a
2
platinum
gold.
and 2. So, okay, yes, he hands you 2 and 4.
Fantastic.
He
Thank you very much.
begrudgingly hands you 2 platinum and 4 gold.
I'll collect mine as well, which mine was.
Pink eye, here, 6 gold. Ching, 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 ching.
Bow out of me both times he's called me that, but ignore it.
I forget, do the fighters get awarded?
No, not necessarily. Not unless you bet.
You get experience.
You get 60 experience points. Yes, I have to go pee. I'll be right back. I can hear you, which is...
Quick, everybody talk about how good Sid is at DMing while he's not here. Was that fun, Kijani?
Yes, I mean, I have seen harpies before, but I have never gotten a chance to fight one. The anatomy, the way that they fly, the screeching, exhilarating, really fun stuff.
What did you learn?
I should focus on cheering on my friends because my attacks will miss.
Okay.
That's
Alright,
actually
then,
so. That's a really good lesson. I should mention. I think that we talked about this in Age of Ashes, but I wanna bring it up now because it wasn't something I realized about this game until recently. If you're a spellcaster, generally speaking, you are not very often going to be targeting creatures armor class. You don't want to pick spells that are going to be after armor class, because that's what your marshals should be doing. A, B, you don't get any bonuses as part of runes. There's no rune you can get that's going to give you a +1 to your attack roll. There's no rune you can get that's going to increase the damage dice of your spell attacks. And that's by design. What you can do that your marshals can't do is target creatures in ways that they might be much weaker than armor class. Their fortitude, their dexterity, their reflex, their will saving throws. So as you level up, you will occasionally run into big fat creatures that have low armor class. Armor class might be their absolute weakest stat, in which case you should totally use that needle darts or whatever it is that you're rolling with your armor class, trying to beat that. But generally speaking, the advantage of a spellcaster is that you can mix up how you're trying to target the enemy and choose things that might be the worst at defending against. So that versatility is what makes you useful. Targeting their saving throws, and oftentimes too, basic saving throws are going to guarantee damage. If you spend the spell slot, unless they critically succeed, they're going to take half damage at least. So it is the case, and it took me a while to realize, it's very different from 5e, that while there are a number of spells throughout your level sequence as you level up that you can take that target the enemy's armor class, those are seldom your best options as a member of a party that has a full suite of abilities. So that's my 2 cents. Please feel free to take it or leave it.
I mean, sure. I actually hit with the AC one. I technically hit with the one that wasn't targeting AC, but she succeeded the save.
She succeeded but did not critically succeed. She still took half damage. So like that's not something that, generally speaking, although Will can do it because of swashbucklery nonsense, generally speaking, that's not something that marshals can do. If they miss, they miss. It's 0 damage. You know? So, all that to say, as ropes are dropped down for you guys, you're able to climb back, crawl up. Everyone gets paid out their gold. Make sure you add that. I'll turn off Saradwin's Champion's aura. If that's okay. If I could turn that off, is that alright?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't have to. It doesn't hurt anybody, but you know, it's fine. It's fine.
So, Saradwin, actually, I think my map got slightly offset somehow. All of the world is wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot messed up.
The world is wrong to the... Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. I think I know what happened. The world is wrong to the walls. I think that might be right.
Victory. Victory.
No, probably like a
That's
half.
definitely not right. Yeah, hold on.
Half square down. I think you got it.
But then it doesn't match the outside background, which maybe that's fine.
It has not moved for me since last adjustment when I was talking. That is as.
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like in a thing. Okay. Like in a square on the map and shit. Okay, cool. So, harpies are dealt with. As you all are chatting, Jace makes his way around to you guys. Of course, pay no attention to the fact that you're all taking up a 5-foot area, right? That was not realistic. You're pretty close in here. Everyone's kind of like gathering around one another as Jace approaches. That was a very good showing. You are more capable than I thought. Well, not than I
nice.
thought.
Hey,
but
what
I've just
does
never
that
seen
mean?
it. Not that I thought, but I've just never seen it in person. I know you did excellent work for me before in that thing that we're not talking about.
What thing?
You know.
The thing that he told us before we came here.
Oh,
Ah.
Sergeant starts crying.
Well, they're really trying to hype up this next fight. It's gonna be Fezzy and me. As if people haven't seen that fight every other weekend, but I have to stand up for my honor. The things that she said she did to my mother.
Include.
Well, I wouldn't repeat them now to such innocent ears. He looks at Kijani,
And
who is the same age as him, but is half his height, so he doesn't...
Ikani looks behind him. Is there a child?
But honor must be defended.
What?
Looks like she's got 2 with her, so I'll take Moraine and Jovi. Of course.
I mean, Vesrin would not be a bad choice. She is quite capable.
Vess. It'd be a 3-on-3. I'll just need you to focus on her allies. I've got Fezluin.
I'm willing to participate if I'm the choice that you would like.
Excellent. Thassa, you in? Yeah, you know, boss. I got your back. Brilliant.
Does she have some sort of oracle? That's a Magic the Gathering reference. Thassa's oracle.
Oracle is a class in
also
this
a
game.
class. That's fine.
I recognize that, and
I
that's
see.
why I said it.
Moraine's last name is Thassa. So,
Any idea about her partners? Fighting style.
make it make who? Make a secret detect motive. You should go to your basic action macros if you've got that. Do you have that? Were you here for this?
Sense motive.
I think I do. Yeah, basic
Gold-
action macros.
Basic action macros. Go to sense motive for me. Anybody who witnessed this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Blind GM roll.
It's gonna be whatever it says you should do. That's why I love the basic action macros. It's only blind if that kind of action is always supposed to be blind. It
Okay.
kind of takes the guesswork out of it.
Okay. Great.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Alright.
And motive.
I was asking.
Yeah, I got you. I know.
Okay. All right.
He's gonna make a unintentional facial expression.
He is. And Topharos, Kijani. I don't have Saradwin. Do you want to sense motive, Sari?
I'm not great at it, but I will give it a go. Sense motive is just a perception check, right?
You use your basic action macros, you'll find sense motive.
I didn't mean to press that. Oh, that's not me.
Do it the way I told you to do it.
Hey, easy.
Hey guys, did you know if you hover over the
Oh, if I could reach to the screen and strangle you. So, Kijani, Topharos, and Oleander, you will distinctly notice a micro expression, a flash of anger, maybe frustration, jealousy, like
'cause he's
severe, like bowing up, making himself look big and dangerous when Vestrin only remotely accidentally implied that Fezluin had a partner.
Hmm.
Is there something going on between the two of you?
I'm sorry? Yes, of course. We're having a duel.
Is that what they call it these days?
What are you talking
Yes,
about?
we're going to get into the pit and we're going to fight until we beat each other bloody.
Yeah. Because
You are going to beat it bloody, huh? I mean, her.
I'm sorry, did I miss something?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Yep. It's fine.
So David, so there was a time that we were on the ship, you know, for those years that we were on the ship, and a similar facial expression happened on one of the mates when someone mentioned the word partners. And you know, no one thought anything of it. However, Ollie made this whole big statement about, you know, being a scolded lover, not measuring up.
Look,
Let's
you,
throw you
no,
right
you're
well.
totally misreading the situation.
All these things just.
Oh my god, did you two used to fuck?
Wait, I do
They
not.
used to, but they still do.
Wait a minute now. Wait, you've got
This is
entirely the
crazy.
wrong impression.
Hey, you need to get in the mindset of a fight. I'm sorry about this.
Yes.
I mean,
Not
just
that
thinking
kind-
about
not
it,
that
we can
kind of
see the
fight,
right
the kind of
impression
fight
if
that
you know what I'm
involves, like,
saying.
I
actually
don't know
hurting people, unless that's what you're
what
into, which
her
you know, no
combat
judgment.
allies will do in the arena, which is what we should be
Combat
focusing
allies.
on.
You're right. You're
There are
right.
usually multiple of you at a time.
Sarah makes a complete shocked look of disgust and walks away.
Vestrin kind of cocks an eyebrow, and that's about it.
It is good to be lighthearted before I fight David. Don't be so serious.
Why so serious?
David, that's out of character for you.
We are giving you, as I was taught on the ship, we are gifting you with shit.
I don't think that's
We're
the...
doing what now?
I don't think that is the turn of face, but
Okay. More. I've got you and Vestrin. You won't have to do very much. I probably could take all three of them, to be honest.
Okay, just let's be clear here. If I'm gonna fight with you, can you at least tell me if there's something else going on between you and the others? Or other, I don't know.
Look, we're about to get into a fighting pit with the captain of a rival crew.
Okay,
There are optics that need to be maintained, and they should be
As in-
violent and combative.
That
okay.
could probably hypnotize you into not having those feelings for the duration of the fight.
That is beside the point. I could, but the question
He stepped
I've
back.
I've asked multiple questions here, and you've answered none of them.
Okay, her fighting companions are probably going to use either a whip or poison daggers. They like to fight from a distance if they can, thus the whip. Although it's small damage, it's enough to throw you off your game. Just kind of peppering you with small slashes. Remember, we're not trying to kill each other, just subdue one another. So the whip does fine. The poison dagger, it's paralytic. You got to be careful with that. They get in close. Well, don't let them get in close. Like I said, Fezluin's mine. She'll have a rapier. Sometimes she has a pistol. She has a pistol. So just be careful with that ranged option. I'll have my spears.
Mm-hmm.
it was Will's facial expression. Will's facial expression was like,
I couldn't see Will because he wasn't talking.
You
so
made
I missed
made
it.
a point about whips, and the point being
Yeah.
subduing.
you made so many statements that were
And
suggestive, and
then
then you
she
said,
has a pistol.
You're like, she has a rapier, and sometimes a pistol. Oh, not following the euphemism there, but you know, okay,
No euphemism.
let's
I fight with spears. Just try and stay out of my way. I'll take Fesluin. Just make sure that the other two don't jump me with their paralytic poison daggers, and we'll be fine. I usually win these, so you should bet on me. All right. At this point, you hear a terrifying wail that is momentarily intoxicatingly beautiful. I need for everyone to make a will saving throw.
Is it like a humpback or an orca or
Yes, all of the above. Beluga.
Wailord?
Yes, it says its own name, like they do. Wailord.
Baby beluga. Is this another mental?
It is mental. It's mental. Yes.
Excellent. That's mental, mate. Baby beluga.
Okay. All right, everyone. 28, 22, 13, 16, 24. Saradwin, Vesrin. I need Kai to roll.
Oh, sorry.
Someone, please.
Got you. Will. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Saradwin, Vesrin, Kai, you are not affected. Topharos, Oleander,
The will save DC was 23.
yes.
Holy
Topharos,
shit.
Oleander, you have stunned 1.
Wow. Okay.
Kijani, you have stunned 3.
Goes up 2 for a critical failure.
I need everyone to roll initiative. Oh, wait,
Everybody?
don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. God damn it.
There's not an active
God
combat.
fucking damn it.
I just want to reiterate the everyone part of that, or just the.
Technically, everyone else is going to be in initiative 2. I'm just not going to rely on them to do anything about this. This is not a combat encounter. It's a hazard encounter. I'll warn you up front this time. There is an explosion of spiritual energy. As you can see, an ethereal harpy, 4 or 5 times its size, erupting forth from the corpse of the harpy below. Those of you who are stunned at all hear the most melodic celestial noise you've ever heard, and you see what appears to be a beautiful angelic being rising up from the fighting pit. Those of you who completely saved see a horrific, bloody visage, all ephemeral and spiritual, rising up from the pit, its wings spread out, lording over the humanoids in the area, the mortals in the area, and you can see many of you have this sort of like almost Dementor-like life force being sucked forth from you as the room drops probably 15 degrees instantly. Kijani, you are just in rapture. This is this is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. We will start. We will start with Kai, Chogai.
Think of the aliens in the claw machine. Post story.
Claw.
The claw.
Kai can make a recall knowledge check. Or
Alright.
Kai could assume this is similar to the ghosts in the temple where you guys just visited, in that a successful religion check or potentially occultism might find a way around or exercise this spirit. Get it a treadmill. Oh my god. William, you have Kai.
I'll have to make the recall knowledge check first, just to...
Okay. Wow, okay. That's a critical success. Kai knows for a fact that a disrupted, unrestful spirit, especially one whose body is recently murdered and nearby, can be temporarily subdued with words of faith and show of symbolism, like almost like an exorcism. So a religion check could temporarily quiet the spirit, but to permanently set the spirit to rest, you would need to properly give the burial rites to the corpse. Typically, that involves whatever the beliefs or burial rites that the person who once the soul that once inhabited that corpse would have followed. So you would have to have knowledge about Harpy religion. So you're already, even with a critical success, you're beginning to realize this is going to be a challenge.
He knows how little he knows. He's smart enough to know that I don't know this.
Very few people do know enough about Harpy culture to know what their own funeral rites might be. So even temporarily subduing this threat might be your best option.
Yeah.
Because this creature was effectively drugged and then drug out of its homeland and then enslaved and then thrown into a fighting pit, all the while keeping it intoxicated. It is an incredible, and then murdered right in the fighting pit. So it's an incredibly vengeful. A lot of energy.
Yeah, I don't think that he has anything else he can actually effectively do with that. That being the case.
Yeah, you're trying to communicate that to the party.
Oh yeah. Like, it's probably gonna be too hard to fulfill the burial rites because I don't know what that means. So we might just need to revive the demon.
Yes, indeed.
Combat's not started, so I can't turn.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay, that's David's turn. He is going to look out at the creature. Look back at Kai. What? He pulls out his own ghost touch dagger and turns it. Hurls it. It does strike the creature. Which wails in agony. As its wings beat, there is a gale of icy wind that pours over all of the audience here. As David says, I don't think that worked. That's gonna be Tofros' turn next.
I don't know much about religion. I could easily attempt a religion check.
Yeah. Yeah, what god are you beseeching? That's not a strict requirement. I'm just curious. I don't want to put you on the spot. You can just roll your check if you want.
I would have no. Okay, I would have. I think knee-jerk reaction would be to ask the Sphinxes.
Okay. The Triskelaw.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make your religion check.
Just have to randomly be just really high. No, I didn't think so. 3.
Great. It pays you no attention at all.
Mm-hmm. By order of the Triskela, leave you unclean spirit. Guess that's not how it works. Oh.
Anything else for your turn?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think what I could do because this is a hazard.
Yeah, it does technically have a damage threshold, but it's like there are better ways to deal with it.
Gotcha. No. Can I do something for someone else?
So technically, I think you were stunned 1.
So I have one more action?
So you have 1 more action, yes.
Yeah. Stun is the one that decreases over time. Slowed is the one
decreases
that stays.
when it's spent. Right. It just decreases.
Okay.
So like, it decreases the number of actions you get until you have paid that tax. Basically, it's an action tax. So like, you can be stunned 7, and that's 2 and 1 action of a turn worth of doing nothing.
Gotcha.
2 turns and then 1 action. Yeah.
I will be done.
All right, Ollie.
Do we know who on our team would know the most about religion? I guess it'd be Sari.
Saradwin.
Yes, Saradwin, if I'm not mistaken. Although I haven't seen his ability investment.
I've definitely lost some.
But you still have religion. Yeah.
Right.
Trained.
Mm-hmm. I have +6 religion. Not as good as I once was, but I was good once as I ever was.
I
Got it.
think that she
Thank you.
is forgiving me for killing her initially, and then here that
Great
she
song,
is
by the way.
cursing me for killing her.
I
Actually,
concur.
Sure.
as I come to, and I don't have anything that I can do.
Yeah, you can make that religion check.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah. Okay. With a 16, the creature's spirit is calmed to a degree as it's kind of like these whirling winds of hell swirl around it. As cold wind is blowing towards you, it shrinks in size. Its wings kind of coming back towards itself.
I'm saying like sailor's prayer, like something close
Just prayer
to
to the
that.
sea. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this is the best I could think of.
What you don't know, and probably, well, maybe you do know, but Thassa looks at you. Like he recognizes the prayers. The words, at least,
Yeah.
are probably carried through the ages and translated many times, but are originally like Kraken prayers, like
Mhm.
old primordial god prayers that sailors picked up and didn't know where they came from. So more like she is reduced in size and threat level, but she is not quite quieted yet. Will you pass your turn?
Yeah, I technically have another action, but I don't know what to do with it.
All right. Kajani is stunned 3, so his whole turn is spent. It's gonna take us to Vestron.
I suppose. I I guess I should take a religion check also.
Certainly try.
Hang on a second. Here. Sorry. Okay.
We'll wrap it up here shortly.
Should I do religion? Would an Arcana check be worth anything?
Um,
I'm so much better at that.
you might, like, you could do a recall knowledge Arcana check. You might learn something about ghosts in general. It wouldn't do anything to subdue this particular ghost.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. I'll try to learn something about. Hang on. Sorry, I had to use the.
Basic action
Macros.
macros. Or no, the recall knowledge check. Sorry.
Yes. That.
Should be the other one.
Use. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then did it.
Right. Fair. You're pretty familiar with ghosts. You studied up on them for what you were going to be encountering in that original kind of dungeon dive situation. I didn't realize there was a guitar in this somewhere. This has been going on forever. I just heard that. It seems like there's probably going to take multiple attempts to subdue this ghost. You know from what Kai discovered that completely freeing the spirit is kind of probably beyond your knowledge without researching harpy-specific burial rites. But even just a strong show of faith and divine magic is going to take a couple of attempts. The spirit is very enraged and so near the point of its death, and with its corpse still cooling on the ground. This is probably one of the toughest challenges.
Okay. This is so outside of what I am good at.
Yeah, I mean, can't be good at everything.
Yeah, that's debatable. Fuck, I don't know. I'll cast shield. Boost my AC, and then I will message the ghost.
Oh, okay.
And say, even though I don't think that this is gonna work, please tell us how to put your spirit to rest.
Okay, you get no response.
Yeah,
a wail of agony. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, worth a shot. Figured. Yeah. All right, that's all three of my.
Okay.
Things.
More. I'm not gonna play for more here. I don't know what he does.
Whatever you think, and then a little bit more.
He's also not gonna make a religion check. He has a -1 to religion, so I'm gonna actually skip Moore's turn, and we're gonna go straight to Sari because we all know who the star of the show is here.
I don't want to say anything, but all right, Sardin will try to do religion check to.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
the thing.
What divine being are you beseeching?
Whatever Ganymede taught me.
Okay. Good to know. Once again, as you call forth and just start speaking just any kind of burial rite. Actually, it's actually not a burial rite at all. It's the words from a typical Zenith ceremony back in Astroport, but it's about peace and passage and the and the escalation of the soul to the beyond. And as you just like have such conviction in your words, the creature once again shrinks down to a normal size. It's about the same size as it was in life now. It's still hovering before you. There's still a maelstrom of cold wind around it, but it looks confused now instead of furious. It looks like it's about to be quieted.
Saradron will use an action to activate his champion's aura. Because that is deific. And will then... I'm going to do a flavor thing, trying to lean into the redemption champion kind of deal. This doesn't really have a function, but this is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to call out to the creature and say something to the effect of... There's no use in trying to find redemption here. Your time has passed. Everything is done that can be done. It's time for you to move on. And that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
The creature's spirit floats back down to the floor of the chamber, closes its eyes, its wings kind of drooping down beside it. It looks forlorn as it begins to look around, and it looks up at the sky and gives a sigh. And the wind dies down and becomes quieter as it reaches up and starts floating upwards. You hear the thumping of footfalls on wooden planks across the mezzanine as someone is forcing their way through the crowds. Someone big. And a very large, tattooed man with shaved head. Kind of pale, grayish skin. I realize I'm describing Kratos. I promise I had this character designed before I spent 2 weeks playing that game. Anyway. He doesn't look like Kratos, okay? He looks like... I guess
his tattoo is blue instead of red.
He looks like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like Grog.
No, I guess he does kind of look like
Drax.
Drax. I guess he does kind of look like Kratos. He runs forward, and you can see he pulls out 2 black glass obsidian blades. He has this manic look on his face, and you can hear more beside you suck in his breath in kind of a panic expression, and you might take from that this is a member of Blue Maw. He's got blue tattoos on him, and he has this just like hunger in his eyes, and he comes down, jumps off of the mezzanine balcony with these 2 daggers and just slams them into the ghostly creature. And as this creature is just like reaching up for this guy, these 2 black blades sink into its ephemeral form, as if it has substance, as if it's like being plunged into jelly. And you can see it begin to shiver. And it explodes outward. There is a kind of viscous ectoplasmic misting. You guys are in the splash zone, SeaWorld. It's kind of like lands across everything.
I'm not sure that was perfectly necessary.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So we'll catch you guys next week on Injustice.
Yes.
Okay, had some cutting out there, but we know how it goes. I'm gonna stop the stream. Goodbye, Twitch. We'll catch you next week.
Bye, Twitch.
Hi, Twitch.
Bye, Mom.